Hello and welcome to this video. My name's Beckham. As soon as you become involved with photography, you will have a queue of people who will be telling you all about the latest gizmos, the latest lens, camera, software that you must have to improve your photography. Well, there's one way you can probably improve it considerably, and it will cost you nothing. Now, not all cameras have a back button focus, but if yours does, it's something you should take a look at. What I've done here is to draw up a few graphics so we can all look through what would be a typical camera's viewfinder together. So when we start to think about what we would do in a situation like this, we would raise that focusing point up to the bird's eye. We would touch that shutter button to just bring the focus in, and we'd wait for the beep that tells us that we've got focus lock. Then we would recompose the image to take the shot. But of course this is when the bird decides to look away, to tuck its head under its wing, or another bird lands on the end of the branch, and we're left waiting for the bird to get back in the position we want. Now, if we get a little bit fatigued, which happens from time to time, and we lose that focus lock, just as the bird turns back, we fire the shutter, and of course now we're focusing where that little red square is, and it's nowhere near the bird. Now, the back button focus works all of the time. What I mean by that is it's not something we have to turn on. But I cannot see much use for it while we've got the front button, the one we usually use, to bring in the focus, because if you did use the back button to pre-focus your lens, when you press the shutter it would want to refocus again, which would be okay if that focus square was in the right place, but if it wasn't, then we've got a problem. Now, to make this work we need to turn the front button off, but only for focus. When you think what happens when we touch that button, it turns on the light meter, it will focus the lens, and it fires the shutter. But what we need to do, usually via custom functions, is to turn off the ability of that button on the front of our camera to focus the lens. It will still turn on the light meter, it will still fire the shutter. Now, the back button focus, as you can see here, it does fall nicely to our thumb. That's the whole point of it, that we can find it very easily when we're using the camera in practical situations. So when we switch our digital SLR to focus with the back button, and we turn that front focus button off, the next time you pick up the camera you're likely to forget, and you're going to reach for the normal button and wonder why your camera isn't focusing. But the penny soon drops and you remember. It'll take you a week or so before you get fully into using the back button, but it's worth a little bit of patience. Now, here's a more typical scene through a viewfinder, particularly on the coast of Australia where I currently live. So in this situation, whether we're hand holding or the camera is on a tripod, we would first dip the camera down and maybe focus about a third of the way into the scene, and of course now we're using our back focus button. So when we raise up to the sky, when we press the button on the front of the camera does not then refocus, and we can grab the shot. Now, the good part about using the back button focus is if I want to move my camera around and take different scenes from within the beachscape I have, then I can do so and I don't have to refocus, because when I press the button on the front of the camera to fire the shutter, the camera does not try to focus, and in this case focus on the sky. So no matter where my focusing point is pointed, if I've pre-focused, then I can fire away. So I can move over here and take a shot, I can move over to the left and take a shot, and I can come down and completely recompose the image, but I don't need to refocus. I just fire the shutter and grab the shot. This is another shot that I couldn't capture without back button focus. This is a rainbow bee-eater. It was perched on a wire fence. It was flying off the fence towards me, catching insects on the wing and going back to eat them. So using the back button focus, I focused just inside of the wire fence. Now I don't have to worry about focus at all. I can just concentrate on framing and watching the bird getting ready to fly again, and as soon as it did, I can hit the button, take a number of rapid shots and capture what I did here. With all of the ideas and techniques we can use in our photography, the back button focus does have merit, and it is worthy of your attention. If you'd like to learn more about how to operate your digital SLR, come along to the website at the middle top of the screen and look for Cameracraft.